Rush to Reason, Denver's Afternoon Rush, KLZ 560. Dr. Anthony Harper joining us now live from the White House press room. Dr. Harper, how are you today, sir?
Well, I'm very, very thankful. A little humid here, but actually some renovation going on in the press building out here. But so I'm actually standing outside the press building right now. But anyway, because it's a lot easier to talk out here than in the press room with a lot of noise and disturbance there. But very troubling, as you know, ongoing issues. President, I really don't like saying the term President Biden, but yes, I do say that here.
Yes,
so,
yes,
yes.
I understand. I'm, by the way, sympathetic and understand fully what you're saying there. With that being said, where give us some updates as to what's going on, what you've been able to talk about, who you've been able to talk to, and so on.
Yeah, well, actually, I've been talking with several journalists, and one of them went with me to the Bible Museum, so that was a great experience. But no, today was President Biden talking about the vaccine esse a lot, and actually, I'm getting tired of hearing it because majority of the U.S. veterans don't want to take the vaccine, and the pressure. I just received a letter from the Veteran Affairs Office but a couple of days ago, and it's really a subtle manipulation and about the vaccine and asking veterans to serve our country again, and really basically demonizing anyone that doesn't take the vaccine. So that's what's really disturbing to hear Biden say today. And it's just kind of a lot of whining about this vaccine and please take it. But there's no science to prove on my end that I should take it. I'm being pressured by other journalists to take it, but I'm not taking it. So.
Yeah, and you are correct. There is it's a continual mounting pressure, and I'm going to talk about some of that actually when we come back after talking to you, Dr. Harper, and play some things along those lines, because you're right. The pressure continues to just get greater and greater, and I, my feelings on that. It's a personal choice, and I'm not anti-vax at all, but in this particular case, I just don't feel like there's enough data, testing, and other things on this, and I think it's just too willy-nilly right now, and especially forcing it, in some cases, parents forcing it on kids. I don't go for that. I don't think that's correct. I don't think it's the right way to handle things at all.
Well, it's a serious issue, and several times I've heard him refer to it as a patriotic thing to do. So really, he is saying that the majority of these U.S. veterans aren't patriotic, and that's an insult to veterans. I'm an Air Force veteran, and I don't appreciate it. It's really crossing the line. I believe that he crossed the line on that matter. But, what a challenge here to bring up our Christian concerns on the most important human rights violations is killing children and abortion. I brought that up with the press secretary several times, but she keeps putting me off. I was supposed to have some meetings with her today, keeps putting off, and now I got to come back tomorrow, and hopefully I meet her and get her on video or some kind of a statement. But what a challenge here, John. I think I'm the only Christian journalist here that's asking these challenging questions on human rights violations. And I think here's a new issue, is that people from Tibet and southern Mongolia and the Uyghur people, they're confiding in me, and I'm asking questions on their behalf of what this administration is going to do to discipline China, that is a major violator of human rights.
And have you been able to ask that question yet or not?
Well, I have an email. She hasn't responded yet. I talked with one of the deputy press secretaries here, Christopher Meager, trying to get him to be on video with me tomorrow. So you can pray, and those that are listening to pray that I'll have favor here and get these important answers, get them on record, some video kind of response. And the previous administration didn't have any problem with going on video with me. This current administration, a fear. They don't want to. Well, it's accountability, Dr. Harper. They don't want to be accountable to something they say and have proof that they, actually said it. It's much more provable when somebody is saying something on video. You can, match the mouth moving to the sound and so on. You know where I'm going with this. It's a whole lot harder to deny something when it's being videotaped versus even when it's just being recorded on audio. Yes, and it's ongoing issue of, as you know, anti-Semitism that I'm reporting on. A lot of journalists are afraid to deal with. But I just can't get them to answer anything.
And
on that
Dr. Harper,
regarding-
I'm confused on that. Why is that? When we've got this continued, push for anti-racism in the country, and that's coming out of the White House on a daily basis. I mean, is that just lip service, or do they just do they not mean what they're saying in regards to that? Or I mean, I think I already know the answers, but what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, you know the answers. Well, yeah, it is lip service. I would say hypocrisy on this matter.
Yeah.
Because you can say one thing and you do the other, and I feel like I'm meeting the Joker and Batman on a regular basis here.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
It's just a hideous thing, and it's whether it's in light of the recent BDS issue, Ben and Jerry ice cream thing, which was here in the news not too long ago, but try to get an answer response to that. But we've got the Jewish cemetery desecrations that are happening. We've got the BDS conversations with Iran. We have our own nation and the way they're treating Israel. And how about President Biden pressuring Israel for this Palestinian state? That's really is going to bring some major, I would say, curse based upon Joel 3:2 and in the Bible that talks about God's anger for those that divide up Israel. And Biden has said several times when I've been here at the White House that he's convinced that a two-state solution is the answer. And I'm saying God is angry about this idea and angry at those that contemplate it and plan. And what about him pressuring Israel coming up here in the near future to go along with us or threaten Israel?
Right. Agree. All I can say is, we'll continue to pray for you, Dr. Harper. Keep the faith. Keep us abreast of what's going on. For those of you listening, you can find Dr. Harper at imcnews.org. That's the website. Again, it's imcnews.org. We'll have that up on the website actually later tonight as well. If you don't have that link or the ability to write that link down and have it handy, we'll put that on the website later tonight as well. Dr. Harper, we'll continue to pray for you. Ask all of our listeners to do the same. And again, just keep us abreast of anything that changes.
Yeah, encouragement I need to be back at the White House tomorrow and miracles of meetings with the press secretaries.
Awesome. We appreciate it. Dr. Harper, thank you. Lord bless you, sir. Thank you.
We read news every day. News that's informative, but rarely encouraging. The Intermountain Christian newspaper aims to change that. They present the news you need to know, from what's going on in your community to your world, with encouraging words, motivation, and the resources you need to make positive changes in your life. What is your local government doing that you need to know about? What's happening in your community you need to be a part of? Whether it's a story from your neighborhood, a national story, or an encouraging word, you'll find biblical issues of everyday life in the Intermountain Christian newspaper. Intermountain Christian News is produced and supported by the work and donations of individuals and churches. You'll find it at churches, Christian bookstores, by subscription, and online at imcnews.org. To find out more about supporting this local resource, go online at imcnews.org or call Intermountain Christian News in Boise, Idaho at 208-703-8688. The Intermountain Christian News, a voice sharing the truth on matters dear to people's hearts.